It doesn't make a lot of sense that we begin our year with Rosh Hashana and then we go into Yom Kippur. There's something off about the order here, because if Rosh Hashana, it's a brand new year and it's a whole, new reality. Why should we go into that new year in soiled garments? Why should we go into the year with like last year's clothes that need a serious wash? Shouldn't it be Yom Kippur first and then we go into Rosh Hashanah? Shouldn't we just clean off first and then begin our year fresh and clean, like a little baby out of a bath? So the reason is because, right after Yom Kippur, you have a lot of clarity. You're careful. You're still realizing who the Melech is. Comes Kislev. Okay, it's getting a little dark, but you light the lights of Hanukkah, and it like relights your clarity on there being a Melech. But as that year goes on, like you get further and further from the light, the colder it gets, and so you start to lose a little clarity. After a while, instead of the crown being on God's head, you start putting it on your head. So you're going to look at what you want to look at. You're going to eat what you want to eat. You're going to, do what you want to do. And so after a while, you're kind of crowning yourself. Comes Elul, where, we start realizing, oh my gosh, there's a king. And we start putting the crown on Hashem's head. And we crown God over us. And therefore I crown him over my eyes, and I crown him over my mouth, and I crown him over my ears, and I crown him over my desires. And I make Hashem the king. And it comes Rosh Hashanah, 2 days straight of like a major brainwash of just Hashem HaMelech, Avinu Malkeinu, Hashem's the Melech. And it's like we don't stop for 2 days. And what happens is during this process, you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, there's a Melech. And at that point, you look back at your year and you're like, starting to realize how far you've been from the king, how far you were from Avinu Malkeinu. If I were to ask you what you had done wrong in the middle of Chodesh Av, the Tammuz, you'd be like, I don't know, all kinds of things I don't remember. Why? Because after you do something wrong a few times, or you're losing clarity, or you're losing your kavanas and davening, after a few times, you forget all about it. You just forget you're even doing that. And so it's impossible to remember what went wrong. But after a powerful day of clarity, after Rosh Hashanah, where you have this like giant wake up, so in that giant wake up, you're now getting that clarity. And one of the ways that this is expressed is in marriage. Is like, for example, imagine a man forgets to tell his wife that he's going to Las Vegas for a convention for 3 days. So at the end of the day, he realized, wait, I never called my wife. And so he calls her and he says, listen, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you, but I'll be in Vegas for 3 days. Now he comes back after the 3 days, and what does he find? He finds his bedroom door locked, and he finds a blanket and pillow on the couch. And he's gonna be there for a few days probably, because until he can articulate the loss of clarity, that what kind of man goes to Las Vegas for 3 days without telling his wife? But that's where he was at, because he had lost clarity. And it'll take him a few days to get the clarity of how much this relationship means to him. And then he'll finally be able to say the words that will get him back into the bedroom. And so it's similar with us, it's with Hashem, is that we lose clarity throughout the year, and then finally Rosh Hashanah comes, we get the clarity. And only with that clarity can you properly look at yourself and say, wow, how far have I been? And when you get that, how far have I been from this awesome king who loves me? So then you can do proper tshuva, shleima, on Yom Kippur.